Okay, so what if a village slacker, a petty thief known for nothing but causing trouble, just stumbles upon the power of a god? It's a wild premise, right? Today, we're diving into the incredible story of a guy who goes from being a local pest to a legendary protector. So how does a nobody become a legend? Let's get into it. And right away, this question gets to the very heart of the journey. Our main character, Hanuman, is he just some lucky thief who found an incredible toy? Or is there a real hero buried deep down, just waiting for the chance to come out?
To figure that out, we've got to start at the beginning, in the village of Anjanadri. And we have to meet the man himself, Hanuman, who, let's be real, does not exactly scream hero material when we first meet him.
So you see, there are kind of two versions of Hanuman. To pretty much everyone in the village, he's just a thief, a slacker, spending most of his time trying to get the attention of the village doctor, Meenakshi. But then you see him at home. His older sister, Anjanama, she's his anchor. She's always pushing him, worrying about him, and even putting her own life on hold because she truly believes he can be so much more.
He's just kind of drifting through this small-time life, until one day, in a classic wrong place, right time situation, he's trying to save Meenakshi from some local thugs. And an accident, well, it leads to a discovery that is going to completely flip his entire world upside down.
While diving in the sea, he finds this, the Rudramani. And listen, this isn't just some magic rock. We learn that this thing is a divine gem, literally formed from a single drop of blood from the god Hanuman. And here's the kicker. It doesn't just work for anyone. It chooses who gets to wield its power.
So here's the most important rule about his new powers. It's actually really simple, but kind of brilliant. His abilities are solar-powered. When the sun is shining, he's basically a god. We're talking super strength, invincibility, super speed, the whole package. But, and this is a huge but, the second that sun goes down, poof, he's just regular old Hanuman again, totally powerless, completely vulnerable.
So, what do you do when you have god-tier powers, at least during daylight hours? You start testing them out, right? At first, he's clumsy, a little reckless, but pretty soon, he's actually using his newfound strength to protect his village. And of course, this starts to attract some attention.
And this is where the legend starts to build. First, he stands up to the local big shot, a tyrant named Gajapafi. This leads to a huge public wrestling match. He's about to lose, but then the clouds part, the sun hits him, and boom, he pulls off this impossible victory. Of course, someone's filming it. The video goes viral, and suddenly, Hanuman is an internet sensation. But all that fame, it puts him right on the radar of a very dangerous man, a tech mogul named Michael, who is obsessed with power.
This one line tells you everything you need to know about this villain, Michael. He doesn't see a hero. He doesn't see a miracle. He sees a resource. He represents this cold, modern, technological greed for power, which is the exact opposite of the divine strength Hanuman was given. He doesn't want to compete. He wants to possess.
And that obsession, it leads us to the story's absolute darkest moment. Michael brings his high-tech army right to Anjanadri's doorstep. And for Hanuman, being a hero is about to come at a cost that is just devastating. See, Michael is smart, and he's ruthless. He attacks at night, hitting Hanuman where he's weakest. So while these high-tech mercenaries are tearing the village apart looking for that gem, Hanuman is completely helpless. He can only watch as they hunt for him, and as his sister, Anjanama, steps in to protect her now powerless little brother. In the middle of all that chaos, Anjanama is fatally wounded trying to save him. This is the absolute gut punch of the story. Hanuman, the man who could literally move mountains a few hours earlier, can't do a single thing but hold his dying sister, just begging her to open her eyes.
Which leaves us here, at rock bottom. What now? I mean, seriously, where do you go from here? He's lost his power, his confidence, and the only person in the world who ever truly believed in him. He is completely and utterly broken. But it's in this exact moment of total despair that the story makes a huge shift. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, a little bit of divine intervention shows up to give Hanuman a new and much, much bigger purpose.
A figure straight out of myth, Vibhishana, appears right in front of him. And he explains that finding the Rudramani, that was no accident. Hanuman was chosen. But he also learns a really tough lesson. Being chosen isn't enough. Heroism isn't just something you're given. It's a choice you have to actively make, especially when it costs you everything.
And that single revelation just changes everything for him. He's not just a guy with powers anymore. He's a hero with a destiny. He makes the choice. He embraces his purpose, rallies the entire village, and goes to confront Michael. This time, he's not fighting for himself or for fame. He's fighting to honor his sister and to protect his home. He's finally become a real leader.
And that's it. The journey from thief to superhero is complete. It's all summed up in this one powerful line, which basically means, where there is righteousness, there is Hanuman, and where there is Hanuman, there is victory. His true power wasn't just physical strength. It was the strength that came from fighting for the right cause, which kind of leaves us with one final thought. Are heroes just born with power, or are they really forged in the fire of loss and sacrifice?